Welcome back to a new video. This is the first big Friday since being back on the Weightlifting.Ai. I actually did it on a Friday. Normally, the heavy sessions I want to be on Saturdays because during the school year, that's a more ideal day to go heavy just because I'm able to sleep in. You don't have to worry about the stress of the work day and all of that shenanigans. But I decided to do it on this Friday because there was a chance the day after this I was going to be up a bit early to go play some pickleball. Ended up storming, so that didn't happen, but I didn't want to do pickleball for however long we would have done it and then try to go heavy later that day. I probably just would have been tired and or sore from doing that because I don't generally go out and do recreational activities since I lift weights so much. But I was feeling pretty decent this day. I wasn't feeling like amazing, as you'll see here. I did this 110, and honestly the 110 felt all right. Didn't look super easy now that I'm looking at it, but made me confident enough to go up and try this 115, which I missed behind the first time, and then I came back and missed it a second time. And so with the AI, once you miss twice, then that's the end of the big Friday. But I don't mind necessarily missing a heavy weight in a snatch. It doesn't take a lot out of me. But for clean jerk, once I got to the heaviest attempt I did, then I stopped there. Now it's very weird because you'll see the top set that I get to here look really wonky in the jerk, but then I think it's the next workout I do a much better jerk with just a little bit less weight. So it's just a process of building, I suppose. But I took pretty big jumps from 60 to 102 to this 120. And honestly, the clean jerks were feeling not too bad. I did them with like no rest. Like I finished that snatch and I basically just went right into clean jerks because I just kind of knew like there wasn't going to be a ton of top end strength there on that day. For the 120, I went to that 135, and you kind of see the clean gets a little bit difficult. It's kind of exciting to think that as my legs get stronger, my clean jerks will probably jump back up because my jerk technique, like there, I was really happy with that 135 jerk. This 145 was all kinds of a mess. So the clean was difficult. You see here. And then the jerk was weird. My back leg was straight. I pushed the weight forward. It's just kind of all over the place. But I was able to hold it above my head, I suppose. You see there, it looks weird. So I think that's just some apprehension with the hip. But you'll notice in the next workout, I did a 140 and as with a hang clean plus pause jerk, and it looked a lot better. So I think it will start to look better that way. And I want to kind of keep that progression for the snatch and the clean jerk on these big Friday or Saturday days in order to get better at those jumps and to just become more consistent with that weight. Then as I get better or the weights become easier with that 115 and 145, then obviously we'll push above there. But I think it's a good mark to kind of have in the first week to have me like I'm not disappointed with it because I had pretty low expectations going into it, and I didn't have any misses going up to those weights, so that's good as well. But after the snatch and clean jerk, I had some back squat reps and just did them at 150. These were not very comfortable, but just getting that work in and just trying to just squat as much as the program does allow and not trying to push the weights too heavy from what the program has. Even though they're moving okay, they're just not as comfortable as they need to be for me to start pushing up. Then I had some strict press after. So workout got changed a little bit because originally, like I mentioned, I'm going to have the big days be on Saturday, and I swapped it till Friday. So it switched to some of the workouts a little bit, but nothing that was too radical. It kept I had, I think, more back squats because I think this workout was like back squats and strict press. Like I didn't have any snatch and clean jerk in it. But obviously when you switch Big Friday to it, it's going to add those to it. So it made some adjustments. So that's kind of a neat thing that you can do with the app. So like how I mentioned, sometimes life makes you kind of have to make adjustments with the day that you train. You can make that adjustment and it makes the adaptation instantly for you. So that part is kind of nice because you don't have to stress out like, oh no, Saturday I can't, do whatever. And the same thing could happen Saturday. If I didn't want to do the big day on that day, then I could potentially take it out for that week. Like I could just cancel it and then it would just swap it out for a normal workout, or I could have moved it to Sunday. So you do kind of have that flexibility within it, and then obviously within each day. So it's kind of nice because it forces me to do some lighter work and lighter sets, but it also gives me the ability to just adapt whichever day of the week that I want to do a heavy session, or whichever day kind of fits in. Because for me, it's like, Friday and Saturday are kind of those interchangeable days, especially for the summer. It doesn't really matter which day, but ideally, I think it's better to have it on the weekend, because if I do a competition, then it would be on a Saturday or Sunday typically. I did tentatively see a meet that I'm potentially targeting in November 4th. It's the same one that was in Columbus that I did before, so just a local meet. Potentially there. A lot of it kind of is determined by this training cycle, so I'll have this full training cycle to the end of September, and then I'll be able to really be able to assess where I am strength-wise and health-wise. I should hopefully, based on the trajectory of where I'm at, be pretty much back to where I was before, I'm hoping. And then I'll be able to do a short block from the end of September to November, and hopefully be able to do that and be peaked for that. So assuming nothing else goes wrong, that I was able to see that meet, so that happened to be like a pretty decent timeline, because I'll be able to finish this whole block of training, hopefully get back to where I was and a little bit stronger, and then be able to have like a 3 or 4 week peak for that competition. So that's kind of the long-term plan. So I guess November 4th tentatively is that date. There wasn't any other meets that I saw before then, but I also didn't look. Once I saw that, I was like, that seems like a pretty perfect date. So targeting that date, and let me check the calendar here to see what date November 4th is this year. What day of the week? It's a Saturday, so that's perfect too. I don't have to worry about it's their that meet or that they never have their competitions on Friday from what I remember, so that part is nice. But anywho, a little information about that. I think I did have someone asking about competitions, and it's something that's always in the back of my mind as well. But obviously want to get back to potentially getting to open at 123, and then like 160 or 158, something like that in the clean and jerk. As long as I'm able to open around those and able to push PRs, then I'll definitely want to try to push to do a competition. But until then, just gotta keep getting stronger. But anywho, that's it for now. Talk to you all in the next video. Peace.